Well, hello, people. I don't know what happened there. I noticed that we had difficulties. We had difficulties broadcasting. It doesn't usually happen with me and my Periscopian friends. We had problems. I don't know if you caught my entire act here. I was really just in the flow of discussing George Soros' CAIR, C-A-I-R, and why I don't care. I don't care. I did a whole song on why I don't care. If it's funded by George Soros, I don't care. And I want to create a theme song, but I don't care whenever we hear CAIR organizing. Now, this is freezing. You froze on Facebook. I froze on Facebook, too? Dang. Could be a Soros conspiracy. I wouldn't put it past them. You know, the dangerous underground movement that we have. Anyway, you guys want to go on Facebook and check it out. I got frozen off of that one, too. I was right in the middle of singing my favorite Jewish songs from Lamb. When Israel was young, how I loved him. When from Egypt I did call him to be my son. And it was I who taught Ephraim to walk. And I to lift him up in my arms. You did not know that it was I who loved him. And it just dropped right in the middle of my best songs from Lamb, the famous album of 1976, for those of you that are old enough to remember. It's not too much coffee. No. And it's not too much uncorked either. It's, how shall we say, the inspiration of the moment. That's all it is. Pure inspiration. Hey, let's give you a little better backdrop than that behind me there. Let's go this way. Oh, boy. How's that? That's a lot more interesting, don't you think? It's kind of like hanging out in the library after school. Well, look, I'm not going to be able to repeat everything that I said a little while ago. I will tell you this. All the kabuki theater going on with JFK and these various protests, I'm fed up with it. The liberals are always miserable liberals. Every day of your life, they're going to protest something about Donald Trump. It's like a spirit of rebellion. But where is our voice? Where's the voice of the people? Where's the voice of the movement that Donald Trump said is out there? I'll tell you what, the enemy has a movement. It's like a bowel movement. We need to have our movement. We need to have, and there's these people, I've got their names right here. I'm going to be talking about these people. I'm going to be naming names in the near future. But I just got on the phone tonight, and part of our agreement was I wasn't going to go there. By the way, I'm going to be doing the National Prayer Breakfast. I'm going to have the privilege of speaking to the CEO track. Won't that be interesting? The CEO track. That is until they see my Facebook post, in which case they might uninvite me. But I think if they know that I can both sing and speak, there might be an added dimension to the value of bringing me in. But of course, I'm going to be my ninja self, which means I'm going to behave myself. Would you like me to bring you in on that broadcast, by the way? Would you like to go behind the scenes, Periscopians? Be with me in Washington, D.C. at President Trump's first prayer breakfast. We're not allowed to broadcast it. But when has that ever stopped me before? Ha, 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 ha. Especially my own segment. I think I ought to be able to talk about my own segment. Don't you think I ought to be able to, record myself? Anyway, I want to know, the two Iraqis that were detained in JFK were let free. I thought it was a little suspicious that their spokesman's name was Al Qaeda and his associate, Bob ISIS. But the man was set free and he was able to come in. The two guys were allowed to come in. One of them's name was Terry Wrist. I thought that was a little bit suspicious. Anyway, check out the Facebook post. It was kind of funny. I'm just doing my one-liners from the night because I'm a frustrated stand-up comic, you might say. I actually was going to do stand-up comedy. And then I got saved, and I thought Christians aren't allowed to have a sense of humor. That was a mistake. Anyway, I didn't have a nap today. No, as a matter of fact, I was so exhausted tonight. I was so flippin' tired that I was worried about myself. That was about an hour ago. And then I said, dang, I got to do my part. You guys are, you know what you guys are like? You're like, I'm sorry to say this, but you're like a dysfunctional relationship. It's codependent. Because I can't go to bed at night because I didn't do a broadcast. And it's like it's not like you're paying for it. It's not like, I actually have a group that does pay. I should be doing them every night. But it's because it's like we have this thing. We have this, it's kind of like an unspoken thing. You know that I've got to be on, and I know that I'm going to wake many of you up, and we got to have a worthwhile conference. I mean, it could be 11 o'clock or midnight. I know that it's going off in your room, and hey, Lance is on. And I appreciate that. And because you're there, I'm here. Because I'm here, you're there. All right, so that works for me. Someone says, we all won. Hey, I didn't shave, but you can't tell, can you? It just kind of looks a little fuzzy. It looks like if I come close enough, you can tell, right? I don't care. This Muslim organization of Soros, I don't care. CIR, the Council on American Immigration Reform. Yeah, right. George Soros, they always come up with these names that sound so good. Anyway, so I'll let you know about the prayer breakfast with Mr. President Trump. Isn't that a wonderful thing to say? First time I said on Periscope, President Trump. Now, I'm not on Facebook? Oh, shoot. It didn't go on? What the heck? What's going on around here? All right, well, I'm going to hop off this. It's 11:41 in Texas. I have a lot of things to do. You've got things to do, too, like sleep, okay? Anybody sleep out there? Anyone normal? All right. Well, I'm always thinking about you. You know that. I love you, and I care about you, and I read all your comments, and, you know, it's part of my narcissistic pattern. I read every comment. Yeah, the Council on American Islamic Relations. Thank you. Georgie! George's mother evidently must have messed with his head. Okay. We'll talk to you soon, all right? We got our broadcast in. Remember, I was there. Okay, bye-bye.